Toyota brought the Land Cruiser back, and for 2026, they didn't overthink it. Same squared-off stance, same hybrid punch, just a tighter, better sorted truck. That's the move. Don't chase headlines, chase capability. Welcome to CarSwag. Subscribe for more. So here's the setup. 2026 Land Cruiser. 2 rows, 5 seats, body on frame. It returned to the US after a short hiatus, got small refinements for 2025, and for 2026, the spec stays familiar. Not a reinvention, more like a confident, we got it right. Under the hood is Toyota's iForce Max Hybrid, 2.4 liters, turbo, and electric motor tucked into the 8-speed, and full-time 4-wheel drive. 326 horsepower, 465 pound-feet. Numbers that matter because they translate to easy torque off idle. 0 to 60 in the low 8s isn't bragging rights, but the way it climbs grades and rolls through traffic is the point. Smooth, unbothered, ready. Mileage? 22 city, 25 highway, 23 combined. For a box on a truck frame, that's a win, especially if your weekends are 3 hours from home. The trail kit is real. Locking center differential, locking rear, 2-speed transfer case, crawl control when you want a low-speed spotter, and multi-terrain select to tune wheel spin. Step up to the Land Cruiser trim and you get the sway bar disconnect. Tap a button, free up the front end, and let the tires stay planted over the ugly stuff. Click it back in for the road home. Chassis details matter. TNGA F-boxed frame, approach up to 31, breakover up to 25, departure 22, about 8.5 inches of clearance depending on trim. Towing? 6,000 with a hitch and integrated trailer brake from the factory. It's a legit all-arounder. Quiet and composed on the highway, stout enough to drag toys to the trailhead. Inside, 2 flavors. The 1958 is the simple one. Round headlights, fabric seats, 8-inch screen. The Land Cruiser trim brings the rectangular lamps, a big 12.3-inch display, available digital cluster, JBL audio, the multi-terrain monitor, and that sway bar party trick. Toyota Safety Sense 3.0 is standard across the board, so the driver assist tech is baked in. What's new for 2026? Honestly, not much, and that's good news. Expect minor feature reshuffles and a small price step from 2025. Speaking of price, last year's trucks landed in the high 57s, including destination, for a 1958 and low 63s for the nicer trim. Figure high 58s to roughly 63, depending on how you build it this year. And remember, MSRP is not your out the door. Destination, tax, title, registration, dock fees. Those add up fast. Toyota Care helps on the back end. 2 years or 25,000 miles of factory scheduled maintenance included, plus roadside for 2 years. If you're mod curious, start smart. 33 to 34-inch all-terrains, real rock rails and skid plates. Keep lifts mild so you don't murder MPG, alignment, or CV angles. Save the heavy armor for when your trails demand it. Use the sway bar disconnect when you need articulation and reconnect for pavement stability. Reliability? The hybrid hardware and software are now shared across Toyota's truck lineup, which means parts and dealer familiarity are in your favor. If you tow or wheel in heat, keep a close eye on cooling and fluid intervals, and you'll be set. Against rivals, the Land Cruiser is the long game pick. Bronco and Wrangler can get wilder, sure, but this Toyota is calmer, tows more than most, and feels built for a decade. A Defender is fancier. The LC is the one you keep. If this helped you spec your truck or save money before you mod, join the crew and subscribe to CarSwag. We've got deep dives, trail tests, and ownership hacks that'll pay for themselves.
Toyota's toughest family 4x4 is about to level up. Here's what's real, what's rumored, and what actually matters if you're thinking Fortuner for 2026. Welcome to CarSwag. Subscribe for more. First, reality. Toyota already sells a mild hybrid Fortuner in multiple markets. That tells us electrification is no longer theory on this platform, it's the baseline. Chassis direction comes down to 2 paths. 1, a jump to Toyota's GAF architecture, the Land Cruiser and new 4Runner family, for a big gain in stiffness, refinement, and safety structure. 2, an evolved IMV ladder frame alongside the next Hilux, keeping the proven dimensions but modernizing the guts. Current signals suggest the evolved IMV path has momentum, which usually means Fortuner follows. Powertrains are where it gets interesting. Expect the 2.8-liter diesel with 48-volt assist to carry the volume in diesel regions. The headline play is a 2.4-liter turbo petrol strong hybrid, similar to Toyota's iForce Max setup. In related models, that package delivers around 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet. If Toyota adapts it to Fortuner, you're looking at a big step in real-world torque, towing confidence, and emissions compliance. Design should lean tougher and squarer with slimmer LEDs, while the cabin steps up with a bigger screen, a digital cluster in upper trims, and Toyota's latest safety sense. Think of it as bringing that calmer, cleaner TNGA-F cockpit vibe to a family 4x4 that still loves the rough stuff. Quick money reality, in dollars only. The current Fortuner range across major markets works out to roughly $31,000 to $61,000 USD equivalent from base to fully loaded. Mild hybrid versions usually add just a few $100s over the same non-hybrid trim. If a full hybrid lands, plan on roughly $1,000 to $3,000 USD more, depending on equipment. What that means for 2026? Expect entry trims to sit in the mid-30s to low 40s in USD terms, depending on market, well-spec'd mid-trims in the low to mid-50s, and halo variants nudging around 60. The actual sticker will swing with local taxes, but the ballpark is set. Against Ford Everest, the story's familiar. Everest wins on cabin polish and driver assist breadth. Fortuner punches back with durability, resale, and dealer coverage. If Toyota nails the platform updates and adds hybrid torque, that gap gets very small, very fast. If you're planning ownership, start simple. Quality all-terrains, matched shocks with a mild lift, and a sway bar or bushing tidy-up for cleaner body control. Touring setups get a snorkel and underbody protection. On mild hybrid models, wire winch and dual battery through a proper DC to DC plan so the 48-volt system stays happy for the long haul. Bottom line, if Fortuner graduates to GAF with a strong hybrid, it becomes the benchmark. If it evolves IMV, expect smarter tech, better road manners, and the same bulletproof character, with pricing that makes sense in dollars. If you want launch day buyer guides and no-fluff mod pathways when Toyota finally pulls the cover, hit subscribe to CarSwag.
Some trucks are built to look tough. Others are built to be tough. And then there's the 2026 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, a truck that does both without apology. This thing isn't just a pickup, it's Toyota's flagship for adventure, a machine designed for the kind of person who looks at a mountain trail and thinks, why not? It's the most aggressive version of the Tundra yet, and the details tell the story. Welcome to Car Swag. We read the comments, so put below what car should be next. Let's go. Let's start with power. Under the hood is Toyota's iForce Max Hybrid, 437 horsepower, 583 pound-feet of torque. Numbers are nice, but here's what it feels like. Every time you touch the gas, the truck surges forward with a wave of instant strength, enough to haul a trailer, climb a hill, or just make highway traffic feel effortless. But raw power only gets you so far. That's where the TRD Pro badge comes in. Toyota Racing Development has decades of off-road racing under its belt, and it shows here. Multi-Terrain Select lets you tune the truck for mud, sand, or rocks. Crawl Control acts like an off-road cruise control, guiding you over obstacles at a steady pace. And then there's the clever part. Shock-absorbing seats borrowed from the Tacoma TRD Pro. You don't think about seats until you're bouncing down a rocky trail, and suddenly they make all the difference. For 2026, the Toyota Tundra offers a ladder of 7 trims, ranging from the work-ready SR to the luxurious Capstone. The base SR starts around $43,355, while the slightly fancier SR5 runs about $48,605. Step up to limited, and you'll see pricing near $56,955, followed by the upscale Platinum at roughly $65,790. The 1794 edition, with its Western-inspired styling, lands around $66,475. And for the bold off-road fans, the TRD Pro hits about $74,660 with its hybrid powertrain and rugged upgrades. At the very top, the Capstone brings maximum luxury for approximately $82,895. Whether you're looking for basic capability or a premium adventure rig, there's a Tundra built just for that.
And man, the way it looks. A bold heritage grille with Toyota spelled out across the front. A built-in light bar, amber marker lights, red springs peeking out from forged wheels, and that exclusive Wavemaker blue. It's a color you won't see on any other Tundra, and it makes the TRD Pro pop like nothing else on the road. Inside, it's a mix of tough and premium. The cabin has space, leather, and screens big enough to keep you connected no matter how far off the grid you go. And Toyota made small but smart upgrades. Better air vents, improved leather options, more storage, so it feels more refined without losing its rugged edge. Then there's the practical side. This truck isn't just for looks. It can tow over 11,000 pounds, haul over 1,600, and run all day thanks to a huge 32-gallon fuel tank. You can hitch up a camper, disappear for the weekend, and the TRD Pro will happily play along. But what really makes this truck special is what it represents. In a world where a lot of trucks chase luxury, oversized chrome, and city life, the Tundra TRD Pro is Toyota saying, here's a truck that's not afraid of dirt, scratches, and hard work. It's for people who don't just talk about adventure, they live it. The 2026 Tundra TRD Pro isn't just transportation, it's an invitation to go further, climb higher, and push past the limits. And if trucks like this get you fired up, stick around. Hit subscribe because we've got plenty more stories about the machines that make driving feel like an adventure.
Okay, picture this. It's late 2025. You stroll into the showroom, and there it is, a 2026 Tacoma TRD Pro wearing Wavemaker blue. It looks like someone bottled up the ocean and sprayed it across the sheet metal. That color is the big headline for 26. The rest? Smart move from Toyota. They kept the good stuff exactly as is. Welcome to Car Swag. We read the comments, so put below what car should be next. Let's go. Here's the vibe behind the wheel. The standard iForce 2.4 turbo pulls harder than you expect. 278 horsepower, 317 pound-feet of torque. And the 8-speed is finally the right partner. If you're a 3-pedal person, the manual's still here, 270 and 310, and it feels honest and mechanical in the best way. Then the iForce Max Hybrid shows up with 326 and 465 and just shoves the truck off the line. In testing, you'll see around mid-7s to 60, but what matters is the torque. Step in, it answers. Tacoma personalities are clear now. SR and SR5 are the let's get to work trims. TRD Pre-Runner is the desert stance, two-wheel drive, light and playful. TRD Sport is sharper on pavement. TRD Off-Road is the trail friend. The locker, the multi-terrain select, crawl control, you actually use the tech. Limited is quiet, comfy, sneaky nice on a road trip. And then the two heroes, TRD Pro with Fox QS3 shocks and those wild isodynamic seats that literally damp the driver's body movement, and Trail Hunter, Toyota's factory overlander with ARB OME suspension, onboard air, a high-mount intake, and armor where you want it. Numbers that matter. Properly set up, the Gas Tacoma tows up to 6,500 pounds and hauls around 1,700. Hybrids tow a bit less, but the torque makes hills feel flat. The Trail Tech is dialed. Sway bar disconnect on certain trims, 360 cameras that actually show the obstacle, and tuning in the drive modes that makes a rookie look like they've done this before. Cabin's finally modern. 8-inch screen standard, or 14-inch if you want a big map, wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, USB-C all over, and the party trick, JBL Flex speaker, pops out of the dash and goes with you to camp. TSS 3.0 safety is standard, full stop. One honest caveat, those isodynamic seats in the Pro are thick. They're brilliant when you're bombing across washboards, but the rear legroom suffers. Sit in one with your crew before you sign. Money talk. Toyota hasn't blown up pricing for 2026. Expect low 30Ks to start like 25 and mid 60Ks for the Trail Hunter and Pro depending on options. Wavemaker TRD Pros begin landing fall 2025. If you love the color or want the newest VIN, wait. If you want leverage on price, go 2025. Mechanically, it's the same truck.
Mods that work without wrecking the balance. Daily or light trail, real AT tires, a mild level, skids, done. Overland, start Trail Hunter. Add drawers, dual battery, tune spring rates for loaded weight. If you stack armor plus 34 to 35s, think re-gear. Go fast dirt, TRD Pro with a tougher 33-inch tire and careful alignment so you keep full bump and steer without rub. Then play with QS3, middle setting for choppy fire roads, softer for chatter, firm when the trail opens. Against the competition, Colorado flexes a 7,700-pound max tow and the ZR2's party trick DSSVs. Ranger Raptor throws 405 horsepower at everything. Frontier Pro 4X is the simple V6 solution. Ridgeline remains the comfy daily. Tacoma's Edge is the do-everything middle ground with a bulletproof aftermarket and now legit power. Big picture on reliability, this truck shares Toyota's TNGA-F bones with the heavy hitters. The hybrid system, frame, electronics, already out working in the wild. The manual gives you that tactile feel, just know it makes a little less sauce on paper. Hybrids add weight. If you tow often, keep an eye on pads and tires and call it maintenance. If this helped you figure out which Tacoma to chase and how you'll build it, hit subscribe for straight-to-the-point truck deep dives and build plans. Let's keep your time on the trail and out of the weeds.